us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Are you depressed?
Hey yo, what's goody everybody? It's your boy deVi, and welcome to 2025. Happy New Year! Yeah, I kind of figured that I'd be getting a lot of struggle claps so far. Sounds about right. 2024 was, man, it was a crazy year. It's probably the most anticlimactic and yet excruciatingly difficult year that I've experienced in a while. But technically the last 9 years of my life have been difficult for me, and this video, I kind of want to express myself and open up a bit more about my struggles. As an ode to myself and trying to start becoming more comfortable with my experiences, sharing my moments of doubt, sadness with those of you that support me and new viewers that find me. I want for this video to be a testament of my experiences dealing with my teens, my early 20s, and the past several years of experiencing life and with many jolts of anxiety, depression, anger, guilt, grief, self-hatred, and so much other stuff. I'm not always the best with being able to speak my words or being able to really even speak in spoken language, but even as I'm speaking right now, it's kind of hard for me to really say out loud a lot of my inner feelings. But before any of that, I want to hold space.
And gravity and really holding space with that.
I want to see how you are doing. Seriously, I'm talking to whoever's watching this. Put the timestamp and tell me how you are actually doing. I'm really interested and I want to connect more with my viewers and just to be someone of an opening ear, you know, or at least opening eyes, to be able to hear and see and read exactly how you guys are doing. How did 2024 treat you? What lessons did you learn? And how are you going to make 2025 a better personal year for yourself? If we really try to buckle down and really start honing in on making every single year a personal year of personal growth, that is what can really make the year less hectic or less climactic as it's been for the past, really this entire decade so far. It would be so much easier, I feel, in order for us to really start trying to get to the bottom of learning how to ground ourselves and learning how to heal ourselves, which I kind of think I might have created a cute little method that I can't wait to share with you guys. It's all about how to really uplift your soul by doing little things that are an act of soul. I want to really make this video more so a very strict back, more chill type of video. Nothing too pop topic related. I did write a script for this just to be able to try and make sure that I can hone in on all my ideas and all my talking points, but I do want for this video to kind of just be an opening to anybody that's new here and that's interested in trying to really start, I guess, just slowly unpacking the many layers of what has made 2024 and really the entire 2020s decade such a very challenging time for a lot of us. I most recently did a chat log video a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about a lot of my own experiences with adulting, being in survival mode, and I'm kind of using this video as one, a new video that I can actually post and feel confident in keeping up, and also two, to just kind of expand upon those ideas from like my previous video, as well as kind of just talking about where I've been, why I haven't been consistent, and really just trying to see where, you know, I guess you could say the overall idea of what life is currently feeling like right now. Originally, I had planned on making my next video related to the overall misconception of Doja Cat. If you recently watched my last Pop Topics video, which was like probably a good 6 or 7 months ago by now. Whenever I'm uploading this video, it's been several months since I last made a video. And I had planned on making at least 2 extra videos within the same year, mostly related to pop topics and anything else that I wanted to talk about. But a lot of life had really gotten in the way, and had gotten in just overall just in the way of me being able to try and be more consistent on this channel. And this year, I've just decided that whatever I feel like wanting to upload, if it's like a pre-recorded video, a commentary / audio / podcast type of video like this, something that I do for Pop Topics, something that I do for like reviewing a movie or a TV show, whatever it is, I'm going to try and post it, no matter how long it is. If it's going to be just even 5 minutes, I'm going to post it, because I just need to start trying to be more consistent. But originally, I did have an idea for a Doja Cat video surrounding her entire Scarlet era, talking about the overall era in general, why I think it didn't do as well as I think it was perceived to have been done, what it could have been better. Now, I'm not going to really talk too much about it, because like I said, it was originally going to be a video, but I scrapped it, and I don't really care to. But I think what Doja Cat needs to do with this upcoming era overall is to go back to her roots of what made her great music. Like, what makes her music great, and what made her music great music. She needs to go back to the pop rap stuff, to the pop R&B stuff. She needs to go back to being commercial. I feel like when Doja tries to, I guess, be taken seriously as a rapper, it doesn't really work as well, because she's not really that lyrical of a rapper. And then when I look at, and for example, someone like Doja, she definitely takes her lyricism a lot more up a notch, and overall kind of took the whole entire boom bap 90s storytelling rap aesthetic that Doja went for with Scarlet. Doja kind of took it to another level and kind of made it a whole cultural aesthetic movement for upcoming female rappers. I think that she kind of did a way better job at being able to execute the idea of being vulnerable in your hip-hop music, and being able to bring a form of showmanship and an overall very exquisite taste and creative storytelling perspective in hip-hop. She brought it to another level and up a notch, and that is what's now made her a Best Rap Album Grammy Award winning artist. Like I said, I don't really want to go too much deep into it, and I don't really care to have any Doja Cat fans try to, like, you know, claw my eyes out, because I most definitely know how to use a gun.
I know how to use a gun.
I most definitely know how to block and report y'all if y'all do end up finding this video, because this is a more healing video. I just wanted to mostly just talk about it, because I know that if you do watch my previous videos, or if anybody actually cares, that was my initial concept for a Doja Cat video, was to talk about her era of the Scarlet era overall, and her previous eras, and why I feel like some of the conceptualization of these eras have kind of fallen flat. And that's it, that's all. And we're about to move on to the next topic. So since I'm a very esoteric person, and with my love for numerology, as well as most recently ChatGPT, I've come to realize that 2024 was really a year of lots of realizations. It was a year of a lot of karmic cleansings and shaking us out of what made us comfortable to make us uncomfortable for our own and better good. 2024 was a universal year 8, with themes of ambition, success, and manifestation. The energy for the collective was to feel more aligned by stepping into more power and push towards long-term goals. However, I've been theorizing that after the solar eclipse in April, we shifted into a different timeline and began experiencing the more negative side effects of a year 8. The opposite of a good year 8 is one that feels intense, challenging, and while this year can be all about power and control and success, it swiftly became a year of mental, emotional, and financial stress for lots of us. 2024 was a terrible year, and that's only from a societal outlook. If you've experienced a very bad 2024 in your personal life, you're not alone. Seriously, you're not alone. I believe all of us have had like a very terrible 2024.
We all say true. Yeah, I get it.
And from the looks of 2025, it's not looking that far up. But I will say for me, on the other hand, it's kind of been more reassuring. At least in my creative aspects and my overall interest in everything. I haven't felt as inspired and as creative as I felt since like 2021, which is honestly a very good thing, because 2021, like 2020 and 2021 were like the 2 years I was really the most creative I've been in years. Like that period of 2020 during the pandemic all the way up until like 2022 was really like the perfect timeline or the years that I experienced that I was actually able to be extremely creative. And those were also the main 2 years I was unemployed. So I guess that's a sign of something. But for the rest of this video, or at least this portion of the video, I'm a little hesitant on making, but it will be a disservice to myself, my shadow self, my higher self, if I don't at least touch on what I've been experiencing these very long and very tiresome last few years. For the past 2 years, my family member and I have been homeless. We were staying in hotels and constantly being on the move from different hotels for over the last 2 years. We've been trying to find a place for us to stay until whenever my family member could get back to work. My family member ended up catching C19 twice during the years of 2020 through 2022 and had been patched up for it as well. We both got our shots. We both were able to be decently okay. I'll never forget when I first got the virus and how badly that felt for me. However, though, due to me being on a lot of heavy medication, I actually ended up feeling extremely euphoric during my time of experiencing COVID. So it wasn't too bad, but it still sucked. We ended up getting evicted from our old place, and we were trying to figure out where we were going to end up going next. My family member suffered from a lot of health issues due to having C19, and being in smoke-ridden hotels only made it worse. With them being out of work, it made it even harder, but we somewhat managed. We were able to manage for quite a while, at least for like a couple of months, and then a couple months ended up turning into almost a full year that we ended up staying in 2 hotels that were more consistent, I would say. We stayed in them for a longer term, instead of having to get up and move from one hotel to another hotel every 2 to 3 or 4 months. We ended up staying at one hotel for like a good 6 months, and then another hotel for like a good 7 to 8 months, till we eventually got into a bad and terrible financial rut. Ended up getting us into a point of almost going into a shelter due to the fact that my family member did not end up going back to work on time like they were supposed to, and due to them being sick and due to a lot of other health issues and our financial state not being the best. Let's also not forget we don't have a car. It just made living just an overall very, very, very stressful time for us all throughout the year. And I even started looking for alternative options, like if I was to have to get up and start trying to look for my own place or something. The goal of mine this year, it is to kind of at least start expanding and learning to break free from my family member and trying to figure out how to get out there on my own and start becoming more independent, because I now have a job and I'm starting to look for another job because my current job is kind of starting to irritate me. More about that in a little bit. Let's just say these past 9 years have been terrible. Staying with my family member has just not been the best. And 2024, it just made it feel like an amalgamation of all the previous years, just magnified to the highest point of pressure that almost felt like it was a breaking point. From being broke and basically being unhoused for a good 2 years, through it all, and through the beratement, yelling, fussing, stress, I stuck beside my family member, even if it wasn't good for my own mental health. There have been so many times that I just had flashes of moments in my mind, just wanting to just get up and leave, just break free. I've waited patiently for some kind of miracle, some kind of break, something, some kind of prayer by the divine, my spirit guides, others around me, in order for something to finally get better. Short update though, at this current time we're staying with an older family friend, and we've managed to weather through the heavy rain saga that we were experiencing, but for how long, who knows. It only matters right now that we've got something good going for us, at least at this current time, and whatever's to come in the next few months or in the near future, that's what's going to matter in the future. I'm currently just learning how to only care about what's going on in my personal life right now, because that's technically all that matters.
I know how I can feel in this circus. Sometimes it all just feels pointless.
Yeah.
But it's not. Not if you have people who care about you. Good memories can do a lot. Hold on to them. And cherish the people around you. You never know when they'll be gone. In this world, the worst thing you can do is make someone think they're not wanted or loved.
Other than that though, there was this time last year that I had ended up getting a job at a very, very well-known discount retail store where you dress to be ever so depressed. One day at a later time, and when I start getting more viewers and more traction towards my overall social media page and my YouTube channel starts to grow, I'll start telling more story times, especially about this job, at a later time. But after leaving that problematic and overworked job, I became extremely confident and adored my current job by stepping into a more challenging area and arena of the retail world by becoming a cashier now. Originally, I was mostly only ever stuck doing a lot of stockroom and freight and backroom only type of stuff and doing sales floor work and everything. But with my new job, it became a pretty, I would say, a good place for me to really start to learn how to become more confident in my skills and just learn something new. It wasn't easy for me to navigate at all. It felt like after speaking up for myself, after leaving my former job, and letting that spark of fire within me kindle a bit and swiftly become ash, but from the ash, it rebirthed something extraordinary by making me become more confident, more determined, and excited for the Phoenix year that I was bound to experience last year before everything went to complete shit. I will say though, with my current job, like all retail jobs, they're so known for overworking you. And I don't know how long I'll be staying at this job, but I just know that I really do want to get a job that has the perfect schedule for me. I prefer and I love working specifically 4 days a week. I don't know about you, but a 4-day-a-week work schedule works best for me. Especially if I'm working 2 days back to back, have an off day in the middle, and then work another 2 days back to back and have 2 days off. That is a perfect schedule. That, or if I'm working 4 days back to back and then have 3 days off, that's even better.
I know that's right.
I would love to have a full-time job that is essentially something similar to the type of schedule that I have of working 4 days a week, but just with better pay and something that's not super duper difficult, something that's overall very easy and very decently good for me to know or learn, and to not be so stressed or tired every single time I get off of work. That's all I'm hoping for with this new year and with this whenever I end up getting another job. I just want to say that I have no clue what is next to come into my life, because with everything I've experienced, losing parts of myself and spending many, many dark nights in the shadows of the ecliptic void within my inner mind, I ended up giving birth to a non-conforming version of myself that represents my shadow side. With me keeping so much of myself at bay and kind of being able to pressure those dark sides of myself into something that's extremely beautiful, powerful, and full of mystique, I have grown to love that side of myself. I've grown to love how my shadow has helped me protect me in this dark, foggy forest that I have been wandering through ever since I embarked on my 20s. That's at least how I envision the 20s. It feels like you're wandering through like either Silent Hill, or it feels like you're just wandering through like a dark, foggy forest. The 20s have not been a great decade, and my 20s have personally not been good at all. I haven't gotten to experience a lot of things that I wanted to experience in my 20s. Part of me is a little upset about that, but then there's another part of me that kind of embraces it, because maybe I'm just not ready for it, or maybe something better is to come, or at least by the time I experience my mid-20s and my early 30s, life will be somewhat better. I'll be on my own. I'll be able to finally start really pushing my artistry and becoming more seen, more recognized, and having something going for myself. I ended up creating this method of being able to teach myself, and only recently came to understanding that it has more meaning to me a lot more this year. I got the download, like a mental download, I guess you could say, from Spirit, the Divine, whatever you want to call them. And it's something that's been helping me learn to cherish the positive aspects of life through 3 simple acts. And it's learning to love an electric sound and being kissed by the cosmic bliss. I get a lot of downloads and glimpses of things from both the divine and my higher self. I came up with this quote that I created for my 3 acts, which I have titled The Acts of Soul. Sometimes you just have to sit and cherish the day. Enjoy the very moment in time that you're existing. The tears will come, and when they do, let them ebb and flow until you come back to you. Be gracious with yourself, for time is of the essence to your grand awakening. The Acts of Soul is all about doing something that makes you feel good about the current moment of life that you're living and existing in, evoking a healing essence of bliss, being in love with life, and listening to the frequency of sound around you. The first act is bliss, a kiss from the cosmos. With bliss, it's all about finding the little glimmers of joy in the mundanity of life. Its ever-flowing changes, whether you're having a good day or a bad day. Think about those good moments that you experience in a day, and let it be the thing that anchors you back to a positive state of mind. If it's simply just you going to go and get an iced coffee, which for me, it's simply just going to go get a matcha latte, an act of soul can be the most basic of thing that you can think of. And that is what makes it feel extremely important. It's about catering yourself for surviving and being able to make it through a day. The second act is Suono, the frequency of life. Suono is all about being in the moment, listening to the sound of your inner voice, spirits, divine words, and guidance that they grant you through reading scriptures, prayers, however you communicate to spirit, meditation, or getting downloads, listening to your guides and your ancestors, listening to the beautiful sounds of melodies that inspire you, motivate you in different ways, or just the overall sound of nature outside. From conversations of strangers passing by you, from the sound of the wind and the whistling of the trees. Suono is all about being in the current frequency of listening to the world around you. And the final and third act, so far, I've been thinking about wanting to add more acts, but the final and third act so far is amor, to be in love. Amor is all about learning how to love yourself more for the sake of peace of mind. It's all about self-love, self-healing, doing kind things, and saying kind affirmations and being gratuitous of things that you love. Whether it's watching a show that you love, whether it's reading a book that you love, drawing something that you love, taking care of yourself, doing skincare routine, making yourself a good meal. All of it encompasses Suono, bliss, and amor. To no longer put up with things that cause you to fall back into toxic thought patterns. The acts of soul is a thing that I'm learning to practice more and more every day within my life. It's something that I kind of randomly just thought of based off of like the little glimmers that I experienced in my day. A lot of last year, the only thing that really kept me afloat was simply just experiencing my glimmers. It was barely being able to create art because I barely had the time nor the creative drive to want to create anything. My acts of soul have been the main thing that have actually kept me afloat. I think the acts of soul is something that is extremely affirming, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel gratuitous and gracious about things that I'm experiencing in my life. No matter how small or insignificant it may be to some people, it's been the only thing that's actually kept me surviving.
I have an insane problem bottling things up and distancing myself from reality. I just love being a boy. All right!
2025 has so far started off very rocky. From the fact that we've had a very excruciating and very terrible transfer of power with having a tyrannical, totalitarian, oligarchy, dictatorian type of presidential candidate that's now in office once again. And from a lot of natural disasters that have been happening to most recently the victims of a very terrible, unfortunate plane crash that recently just happened, and whatever else is to happen within the timing of my video, I just want to say prayers and thoughts and consolidations to all the victims that are experiencing anything that has gone wrong so far in this first half of 2025. 2025 has a very high chance of being slightly better, despite everything I just said, because 2025 is a universal year 9. Year 9s are all about endings, transformation, and reflection. A year 9 is one of completion, letting go, and just overall rebirths. This year will serve as a time to reflect on what you've accomplished, what no longer serves you, and releasing old patterns, relationships, situations, and anything holding you back. preparing you for a fresh start in the next cycle coming next year. I've so far dubbed this year as the year of the Phoenix. 2025 just feels like a rebirthful type of year, at least for me in my personal life, which is why so much of my imagery and the symbolism for my art this year has been all about rebirth, and it's been all about tapping back into my creativity. I've never been this optimistic about anything in life, due to always being very sad, and from being a cynical to damn near becoming a nihilistic person, because at this point a lot of things in life really don't seem like they matter anymore, and who even really cares? That's how terrible life has started to feel. This year has the potential to be a pretty good year, at least for me and for anybody else that's experiencing something in their personal life, to get back into doing the things that we love and doing small but manageable goals and being able to upkeep those goals one step at a time. I want to build a more positive experience on social media, interact with people more, use dating apps and anything that's very addictive or very low vibrational, keeping a limit on how much I use it or how much I consume it. As y'all know, these algorithms, they've never been favorable for anybody that's a small creator, especially for me. And to be a nano shoddy out here, I've never been able to really receive the same amounts of support as other creators on this platform, or any platform to be honest, especially on TikTok. My goal over the course of these next few years is to really start to build a solid community of fellow artisans, creators of all kinds, no matter how big or small, and to be able to build a safe space that we can share and help each other grow in whatever ways are necessary. I love to have a Discord community again where we can come together, have little watch parties, play games, and talk about whatever passions we have and share. And I think having a Discord would be really extremely fun again. I think the most important thing, especially during this time of life that we're in right now, it's all about building a community of people that are there to cultivate and uplift and inspire you and each other. As we come to a close for this video, I want to take the time to thank you all for sticking by me through my inconsistency, watching my videos whenever I have the time to upload them, and overall just being able to start building a pretty dope community of creatives and fellow supporters of mine. I won't make any promises that I will be extremely consistent, but I do want to at least promise to post whenever I can, and at least whenever I have something to actually post. Outside of just using Twitter and X, I also have Tumblr, so I'm pretty much almost always active on there. I recently made a Substack, so I've been trying to get more interested in using Substack more too. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on for too much longer. I don't want for this video to be too long that it's troublesome to edit, but hey, at least I was able to get my point across and to kind of somewhat be more vulnerable than I've ever been on this channel. Thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned whenever I have a new video that I'm ready to post, because Lord knows I am very inconsistent with doing that. But this is Devi signing out. Bye guys, and stay safe out there.